The subject of my presentation is authority locked in the blockchain. Why authority? Because Liberland is country, so it's also authority. And most authorities is working completely independently. They have rules, they have some books which are storing those values, storing the rules, not necessarily executing them. So let me talk today about Liberland, about blockchain, about Neti, so what we did for those two previously mentioned. My name is Slawomir Pasko. I am CEO and founder of Neti, a blockchain software development boutique from Poland. We are 40 people on board, mostly focused on blockchain technology. We build smart contracts, but also build blockchains, like for Liberland or for other company from UK, which is blockchain focused on green technologies. Our company, like 4 or 5 years ago, decided to shift because we were general purpose software house. At the moment, we are truly blockchain. More than half of our developers are focused on that technology. Why? Because we believe in that. I like the transparency. I like the approach. I like immutability of the data. And what I really like to say, comparing to other technologies, sometimes blockchain is way more challenging. So it requires engineer. I like engineering approach. To be front-end developer, it's enough to finish some course, 3 weeks or 3 months, and you are developer. To be a blockchain developer, you need to be engineer. You need to think about consequences because you cannot fix that later. It's not important where you live at the moment. Citizens of Liberland can live everywhere. You can still have the same rights. You can still be the same way citizen, independently on where you live. Another aspect, it's a right to execute your rights. What does that mean? I will give you an example. I'm from Poland, and in my country, also people who migrated to different countries have right to vote. To do this, they just need to travel 400 kilometers to the embassy and vote. It's awful. It's practically impossible and not executable. What I like about Liberland is the fact that citizens have not only rights, but also tools to execute those rights. This is unique. From my perspective, in the scale of at least Europe or maybe even globe, this is unique. And the last aspect I like very much is civil contracts. It's not finished yet, as I know. I will talk about it a little more. I will talk about it a bit more later because it's kind of technical topic. Yes, it's also business or organization oriented, but technical aspect is really interesting about this. The question could be what magic keeps it alive? What magic keeps it running? Of course, the answer is obvious. In this thing will be the blockchain, right? Why blockchain? What's blockchain then? Also a question which was in details answered by Michał, by a few others colleagues. But let me quickly recap what I mean by blockchain here. Blockchain, especially public one, is a distributed network of computers which act as one. Every decision is confirmed by multiple computers, so it's immutable and transparent storage which guarantee the data which were stored into that machine. And what's unique about blockchain, in the very old time, there was a technological at Microsoft Access who allows you to store the data, but also run the program on those data. In blockchain, it's the same. Blockchain allows you to have a programs which will execute some functions over the data which are stored in the blockchain. This is unique because it allows you to design workflows which will be executed in 100%. There is no doubt that something will happen. Blockchain in Liberland. So I will very shortly summarize what Michał said. It's powered by Polkadot. Great tool, great technology. Lots of features which are by default available just like that to everyone who want to build your own country on the blockchain. Not country, but regulations of the country on the blockchain. But There is also a set of unique features which were developed by team of Liberland. So this is related to legislation. There are different categories of rights. There are governments of those rights. Bridging, Michał mentioned that. Bridging is implemented. It's not something that is given by Polkadot. It was implemented by team, partially of our developers, but also developers from Liberland. Yeah, and this is a good time to describe those civil contracts. I like this idea, really. If we talk about smart contracts, so programs which runs on the blockchain, civil contracts will allow you to make an agreement, and that agreement will be valid, and there is no doubts, because it's smart contract, that will be executed. What's special is the arbitrage system. So if there will be a doubt, if the work was done, was performed, the arbitrage system will come in, and people, I'm not sure if it's citizens or it's Congress or someone else, but I'm sure that Michał can describe it in the details. People will decide if particular agreed amount of work was done. This is unique in the scale of globe. There is no other, I haven't heard about this. There is an idea of oracles, yes, but those oracles do not judge in this way. This is first time when I heard of the word where smart contracts will have arbitrage, really unique feature, and I very like it. Very quickly, what's blockchain in Liberland? Citizenship, you know that. Various roles, you can be congressman, you can be just citizen, judicial system, huge thing, definitely, and civil contracts, once again, I like it very much. Those areas where we were helpful, Bridge is already ready, not publicly, is available on testnet. Civil contracts are still in development, and government office are still on development. But first two are fully done, so we can verify it. But please confirm it to Michał first. Yes, last 4 slides from the Michał, I combined it in one. Metaverse, definitely, because you will be able to buy a land, virtual or physical, rights to the land. So metaverse is also part of the path. What's really challenging, but I believe it would be really impressive if any country, especially Liberland, would be able to implement full law regulations. It's a huge topic. It's very challenging, but I believe you are on the good path, guys. Law execution in the blockchain, this is what I already said partially, but there is another mechanism which is also unique. I think it's derived from the Polkadot partially. So mechanism which will say if not community, citizens will decide that blockchain should be upgraded, it will be done automatically. It will be done without any manual actions. This is also something unique. So the execution won't be postponed in the time. The execution will start immediately by the blockchain, not by the decision. After the decision of the people, blockchain will start doing the execution. This is really crazy. What else? I don't know. Maybe you surprise me with your ideas. But I'm really curious, and I'm really big fan of the Liberland. This is one of our favorite projects, to be honest. It's not the biggest one, definitely, but it's really one of our favorite projects, because we talk about it with passion, really. We can talk about next NFT marketplace or something else, not so passionate, let's say. But this one, there is no other project like this one that we can have in our portfolio. So, thank you very much to the organizers for opportunity to share my experience, my knowledge, my participation, our company participation in the project. Thank you for opportunity to being part of the Liberland project. Thank you all here who sit here and listen to me. The last word, from my perspective, blockchain is not a fashion. It's not a short-term fancy thing that will disappear in half of year, on 2 years, or whatever. It's really great technology, because based on that technology, you can build things which were unavailable in the past. Those aspects I mentioned at the beginning, transparency, immutability of data, they are really unique. There is 100% of a guarantee that data won't change. Based on that, you can build new economy. Based on that, you can build whatever economy, because as long as it's public and immutable, you can prove everything. This is amazing, simply. There are no tools from the past which guarantee you the same thing. The closest thing to the blockchain from the past is hardware hard drives, which are immutable, truly immutable. They are used by banks, but it's a different story because they are not public and not cheap. Blockchain is practically for free to everyone. Once again, thank you. If you would like to know more about me, about what we do, if you feel that you may need help in development or just want to talk about blockchain, maybe I would suggest you something, feel free to contact me. Thank you very much.